This is Steve Young, Global Executive Director of the Co-Roundtable for Moral Capitalism, with another comment on what we've observed and been talking about here as a consequence of, as part of, as caused by the pandemic, the coronavirus spreading around the world. And that's some reflections on leadership. Comes out in various ways. One of the issues that's been more than smoldering in the United States for the last 2 months is a confrontation almost between experts on one hand and non-experts on the other. Experts sort of presuming or set up as telling us what to do. We're not doctors, we're not epidemiologists, so we need to follow, and even though our lives are restricted and there's tension and we all have to be at home, and sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes parents and kids have to rediscover what it is to be a family. But then we've noticed that experts differ among themselves. This person says this person, who are we supposed to believe? If you can't trust experts, then expertise is not a source of leadership. On the other hand, there are other people who are business leaders or politicians who sort of they have their own feelings. They want to respond to particular needs or constituencies. Are they good leaders? What is leadership? And when I was a kid growing up, there was sort of a simplistic saying around that, when times get tough, the tough get going, or it's crises that bring out the best. I remember, I think there was someone, commenting like in the elementary school history teacher or something, on the American Revolution and Constitution, and the sense that we had some really remarkable leaders. George Washington, others stood up, created a really remarkable political structure for a new nation. And the question was why? Where'd they come from? And the thought was, well, they were difficult times. People rose to the challenge. So who's rising to the challenge around the world today? Levels of trust in government on one hand, as we measure them, are going up. On the other hand, you just read a lot of people who don't seem very confident in this president or that prime minister. Certain countries have used quite authoritarian measures from the top on down, telling people what to do. Other countries have been fumbling as to how much authoritarian constraints should be put on. Is a government hierarchy, is a business hierarchy, is authority, is that real leadership? What does leadership involve? Does it involve taking risks? Does it involve empathy? Does it involve having a sense of reality? Yes, this is we're going through some tough times. This is true, and there's going to be shortfalls and shortcomings, and not everybody's going to make it out, in absolutely wonderful condition and look back on all this and smile. I have a feeling that we've been under such a deluge of worry, anxiety, data, change, that we haven't really sort of set standards for our religious leaders, our academic leaders, our academics, our politicians, our CEOs, as to this is your responsibility to make hard decisions, but do it with a sense of fairness and justice.